So welcome to the second episode of Don't Stay In, and we're just up the road. It's still the hottest day of the year. It's just a bit later on in the day, and we've come up for a walk around a forest or a wood that's not too far away. It's on Grinshill. It's on the outskirts of Shrewsbury, and it's a place called Corbett Wood. So we thought it'd be nice to come out and see the countryside. It doesn't always need to cost a lot of money to go and do something. That's what you've got to remember. We've got some absolutely fantastic countryside around us in Shrewsbury and surrounding areas like that, so we will get a chance to show you some of these beautiful sights, as well as some of the exhibitions and different things that are going on around town and neighbouring towns. And as we get out and push out and go and have fun, so you'll get a chance to come and join us. So as we sit on the car park in Corbett Wood, there's a bit of a crazy building very straight away on the car park, which we're just going to have a quick nose around. It's an abandoned building, very pretty. It's all barred up. It's a bit like a prison, but we can have a look through all the windows. But just have a look at this, and then we'll set off on a little walk around Corbett Woods and see what wildlife we can see and what nice sights we can see. So let's have a go. So this is crazy looking building on the car park. It's all barred up, but if you can see much inside there, I'm not sure if you can. Fireplace over here on the left. So I don't know exactly what this is. This used to be an old groundsman's property or something like that. He used to look after the wood. But there's the front door. It's just where we've just been looking. We've still got all these beamed roofs. It does look to drop down a little bit there, but we'll have a look as we have a move around the building. The building's not very big, but all the windows are barred, so we should be able to stick the camera in and have a look. But there is nothing on the back end of the building. It's a beautiful building. It is a bit dark in here, can't see much anyway, so what the camera picks up is pretty much what you see over there in that corner. But this just looks to be a bit of an empty room, to be perfectly honest. There's no features in this one, not like the fireplace in the other one, and what looked to go through to a kitchen to the back, but we can't see any of that. So anyway, just a nice little interesting start to a little walk around the woods. So we'll set up on our way. So it's the car park where we just parked up, and it looks like we're going to go off this way. So hopefully we get to go and see some don't get to go and see some wildlife, we get to see some wildlife today. I've noticed over the last few years that wildlife is definitely on a downturn. The likes of the rabbits and the hares, I haven't seen many around for years, but on the positive side there is a few rabbits around at the moment. So, and you see pheasants. No, the only thing you generally see these days is the odd squirrels, so let's see if we're lucky to see one of them to start off with. So yeah, so I don't know what this is down this, we'll have a look from the front in a minute. It's a great big fenced off section and what looks to go down into a pit. So we're just walking to the front of that now, and to be honest, I don't think it's too much. Nothing I can see other than a big hole in the ground, so that's probably why it's fenced off. I don't know. There doesn't look to be anything. Nothing worth jumping over and having a look at anyway. Anyway, we'll continue. Let's plod along. The camera seems to be doing quite well in the mid-range light, which it's a new camera for me, the Osmo Action. And just feeling it out, getting to know how it works really. Looks like it takes a stunning picture, and the stabilisation on it looks really good, so should be bringing some really good quality pictures for you. So looks like the foxglove's right. Beautiful plant when it's out. It's just ruined the nice view you got, but never mind. And in fact, this looks to be a cracking view. Well, do you know what? I won't show the viewers at home. Such a beautiful spot, and the first thing you find is some underwear. That really is a stunning view. So we're going to set off on the path again and see what else it is we get to find. Here's some beautiful countryside we got round here in Shropshire. So it's nice to get out and when we got some nice weather and appreciate it. You know, this was only like a 5-minute car ride from Shrewsbury itself. Even though we missed the sign for the Corbett Wood car park, and we drove around the old hill twice. But that's all part of going places, isn't it? Getting lost. Excavations, so maybe they are mining up here, maybe they do mine, maybe that's what that great big hole in the ground was a little bit further back that we were just looking at. They mine quite a few of the hills around here. I believe it's granite up at Hormond Hill. And I know we got another one the other side of town which also does granite. So I think that one did some of the stone for the Formula 1 track out in Dubai. Oh, look at all those cows, there's hundreds of them. All must be coming in for milking. I don't know if you can see them. All in the background. But we'll drop a bit lower, and we seem to be dropping to the bottom of the hill at the moment and walking round, so. Well, I'm guessing well, as we drove round looking for the place, we passed a wedding function place, and I'm assuming that's it over there on the hill that we can hear. Do 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 do. Well, there you go. We come to the hill, and we can have a party on the side of an hill with a brass band. So that's quite cool. And hopefully the microphones can pick that up. Is there a path going there, is there? Yeah. Okay then, right, we'll go that way. Or right in the top rather than head to the bottom. They're all a bit like this. They're all a bit overgrown. It's all the bracken. You're in the... Oh, I don't think you picked the main route to go down, have you? I suppose this is all fun to be out in the country when you don't know where you're going. It looks like somebody's just made this path before us as we're in the wilderness. Just in case we don't return. We're in Corbett Wood. Lost in the bracken. You only want to go to the party?
What?
I said you only want to go to the party?
I'm coming to the party.
Pims? Oh, there you go, we get to see it. What a beautiful setting for a wedding. I don't know how well the camera picks it up. We'll try and go a little bit closer and be a little bit nosy. This camera doesn't have a zoom on it as far as I'm aware. What you see is what you get, and what you should see should all be in focus. So let's have a quick nose. When you got the land, get a couple of marquees and do it yourself. Absolutely fantastic. What a beautiful day for it. Look at it. And the countryside over in the background there. See if we can work out which way we're looking at towards at the moment. It's a little bit hazy in the background, so I can't quite work out what's what. So this first hill over here in front of us here is Ormond Hill, which we will go over, and that's the one we've just been talking about. They mine on that one too for the grunts, for the stone. And I believe that's the Wrekin over there to the right hand side. It's a bit hard to tell, but we'll be going all over all these at some point, and when we've got a nice weather and we've got nothing to do. So you can come and join us on our journey and see plenty of fantastic views, and there's plenty to see, and there's a good 10-15 hills to be walking around in Shropshire that have all got cracking views and stuff. So as long as the weather's good, we'll get out there and give it a go. Don't know if you can just about see them flying over the tops of our head. John seems to think they're osprey. I'm not too sure, but we'll go with his version because I can't say otherwise. Let's see if we can get them. Two pairs there. As soon as I turned the camera off, they flew over the top of my head. Alright, okay, they're right above us. This will be fun. Yeah, I don't know what they are. I don't think they're osprey, but they don't look like run-of-the-mill birds. They look a bit bird of prey-ish. We've got plenty of those around here. Buzzards and eagles, and I believe in even the kites these days. So we're heading back up to the car park at the moment where we just come from, because we seem to be heading down the side of the hill and we want to go across the top really. So we're going the other route. So straight into it, off the car park with a bit of all-terrain walking. Always pick the wrong route. You can't be stuck. Come on. It's been a while since I come up here. It's been a couple of years, so I don't really remember too much of what's up here. Surprisingly quiet. You know, considering we're only 5 minutes away from town, it's nice to get out into the countryside and just the peace and quiet. Still a bit muddy, considering how nice it is today. Only a week ago we were absolutely having only torrential rainfall everywhere, so it's still pretty muddy. Can hear the birds in the trees, but to be perfectly honest, that's the only thing I've seen. I haven't even heard a rustle underneath to say there's a rabbit or anything like that close by, or squirrel. So I'm guessing this is another old section of where they've mined or something like that. It drops down even further in there, so I'm guessing these are all places where they've mined for the stone in the past. So we'll find our way back out and See where we're going to go next. It's all very green, isn't it? It's all very pretty. Lots of bracken about. Let's see if I can find John. So in all fairness, there's not too much for you to see. There's plenty of green paths and it's all grown in and covered up with the forest. It is really beautiful. But as for things to wildlife and views at the moment, we're all a little bit enclosed. We've almost had a man down. John fell over a rock. Oh, this looks a little bit different. We tried to head to the top so we can get views, but looks like we're going to appear in somebody's garden. Absolutely beautiful place if you lived out here and had the money to live out in a little place like this. The houses and some of the houses around here, as we drove around, were simply stunning. Time for a break. So, okay, well, if we find anything else interesting to show you, and we'll show you a little bit more as we work our way around, but see if we can find some nice views for you. See you in a bit. So as we've just been walking along, we've just found a little stamp in the stone. Well, the stone definitely looks a bit like sandstone in this part of the world, but I don't know if you can make that out. We've got a J, a K, 1800, just stamped in the rocks. Considering that this is the view, and so it must have been when they mined it, or maybe. So anyway, we'll move on. Yeah. So it's all a bit all-terrain. If you bring your kids with you, you need to hold on to them tight. But there is lower paths. For some unknown reason, we seem to end up on the the ones that are vertical. Always like a challenge. Yeah, I think the family path's at the bottom there. But we were trying to get better views, and all we found was more trees. Well, as much as we didn't really find any wildlife on our little journey, this is one thing about being out in the country, when you walk past people's gardens and they've got their own little hen collection. Hear them all clucking away, and we've got one. Life in the country, eh? So yeah, we're setting back off to the car park. We've had a walk down the hill at the moment, and to be perfectly honest, we've not found a lot. There's not a lot to see. It's just a beautiful day for a lovely walk underneath the forest, really. It's quite surprising how quiet it's been. I think we've heard a couple of other people walking up and around as we've been walking, but we haven't seen anybody. It's brought us out in some lovely locations where people live in the villages around. There's been some stunning and beautiful houses. But as for wildlife, we've seen 2 squirrels and those birds. I couldn't get the camera out quick enough for the squirrel. The squirrel's gone by the time you've done anything. So unless I've got the camera on at the time, we ain't gonna get to see those. But yeah, we're heading back up to the car park, so which I'm assuming is going to be a little bit of a climb on the way back. If we see anything, we'll let you know. We'll see you back at the top. So we're back in the car. We're just about to head back home. It's just beginning to rain. We've been waiting for the heavens to open up, and to be perfectly honest, if we get caught in a storm at the moment, you're going to get wet. In fact, it's coming now, so we just about timed it right. Some nice views, not really much wildlife, not really many nice plants to see on that route, but it's nice to get out on a beautiful day like this. It's been nice, it's been fresh, so it's been nice to get out anyway. So we're going to head back. So until next time, it's goodbye from me. Goodbye from John. Goodbye. So until next time, see you soon. Take care. Cut.